What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. In this video I'm going to bring you my top 5 things that I miss about my Subaru STI. So if you've seen my channel previously, I sold my 2020 Subaru STI mainly for a bunch of reasons. They gave me way more for it than what I paid for it, and we have baby number 2 on the way. It just seemed like the smart family decision. But I'll go through some 5 reasons, the 5 things I most miss about the car. There's probably more than 5, but this is the 5 that I personally could come up with. The first one overall is that it was extremely fun to drive. I liked going to the gas station, driving to work. I made excuses just to get in it and drive around just on nice days, just because it was an enjoyable experience. Just the way it sounded, the manual gearbox, having the windows down. It was just a very, very exciting, fun car to drive, and it was very safe. So it was, all Subarus get pretty good crash ratings. It doesn't get the highest because it's not on the global platform, but that was probably the thing that I miss the most every day, is that. The second thing is going to be handling, and this is mainly in the summer, winter, rain. I had the summer tires on there, the performance summer tires that came stock with it, and then I had a set of winter tires. So basically was one of the best handling vehicles on the road, if you ask me. There's probably other ones that are similar, but it did great in over 10 inches of snow, excellent handling in the rain. It was just a really safe, stable car. Almost a little too much to where you could drive it a little on the unsafe side, but that's something the number 2 thing that I really miss about the car is just how well it handled. And it has a very, very stiff suspension, so you had a very good feel, in hydraulic steering, so you had a good feel for what the car is doing. I have a Subaru Outback Onyx Edition right now, which has the XT, the more powerful turbocharged motor in it, but it is not near as safe handling-wise. It is a very squirrely car for a lot of reasons. It's suspension soft. We won't get into that. It's a different video. So the third reason that I miss my STI is the brakes. The brakes were way overkill for the car, but it was, you could drive it pretty hard and you didn't have to worry about stopping. We have a Subaru Ascent and a Subaru Outback, and they both have good brakes, but if you're a more spirited driver, you really have to be careful because it is not going to stop, especially anything like a STI does. The STI really, 6 piston in the front, 4 piston in the rear, which is way overkill for the car, but it is something that I really, oh no, I trashed my note. How do I get out of that? So the brakes, that's kind of a no-brainer. You wouldn't think it would be a big thing I would miss, but it's something I really actually do miss. Fourth thing is going to be manual transmission. I found it to be a little bit more engaging, a little more exciting to drive. This goes back to the fun to drive category. I don't know if I liked it because it was rare, but there's not very many manual cars anymore, so if you're really set on a manual, there's not a whole lot of options. And it was a pretty good gearbox. It was a little closely geared with the ratios together that may throw some people off. That's probably why it didn't get the best gas mileage, but that's for a different video for dislikes. But that's another thing that I really enjoyed that. Not so much when we had the kids and the wife in the car. She didn't really like it. It's a fairly smooth driving manual, but it does take some getting used to. She never even learned how to drive it because, actually I'm not really sure why. Maybe because I didn't keep the car very long. That's it. So the 5th reason is going to be community and the overall fact that it is not made anymore. Subaru is not making any more gas STIs. They've already announced that the STI is done. The next one will be, I think, all electric is their way to go. So if you want an STI, you're probably not going to get one new anymore because they're not out there. Subaru, you can't find a Subaru in general, let alone an STI. So I do kind of regret selling it, mainly for that reason, in that since it's not made anymore, while I think Subaru gave me like $6,000 more than I paid for it new because the car market's broke, but it would probably continue to hold its value up in price. So I do miss that in the community. Everyone waves. It's kind of like the Jeep community. You just feel like when you see another WRX or STI that you guys are not a family or anything, but it's just you'll know if you have a Jeep, because like a Wrangler's the same way. So that's it. That's the top 5 things that I really miss about my STI. I will never get another WRX or STI because we have 2 kids now. Well, one and another one due soon. So I'm pretty happy with the Outback. It's not fun to drive by any means, but it's safe, practical, fits all our stuff, which is the big thing. And it's ground clearance, off-road, blah, blah, blah. Anyways, if you have any comments, questions, leave them below. If you're looking at an STI, they're very good vehicles. There's a few hit or miss things, but they're excellent daily drivers. If you get past a few quirks and take care of them, you have to make sure you keep up on the maintenance, because the engines, I think the 2018s and above are a little bit better with the head gaskets and all that, and the rods. I don't know a lot about it, but supposedly they got the Type RA or whatever pistons in it. Pistons, that's what I'm talking about. So that's it. Have a good rest of the day, weekend, whatever's out there, and I'll see you guys next time.